What's up, guys? This is Rotimi from Unmotive Show, and we have Jay Hill from Weekly Ignorance Podcast with us today.
What's up,
What's up,
everybody?
Jay? Hey,
Not too
hey.
much, man.
Huh. Nice being with you today. We've been talking a little bit about getting this started, and I'm glad you were able to record with me today. Have you been
Man, I
recording your
appreciate the.
podcast at all?
I've been trying to, but it's summertime. I got my kids. Like it's really hard to do anything when they're here, but they go home next
Yeah,
week.
yeah. They're running around in the background and everything,
Yeah,
wanting some food. Nice, nice. Well, you made it here today.
yeah. Um, I'm here. I was actually grilling, but I got somebody else watching the grill right now. So
Oh,
here we
barbecuing.
are.
Yeah, that's nice. I like barbecuing on the weekends too. Uh, I think I like the vegetables the best. Like the commercial who's like, I don't know if you've seen the Chili's commercial where the dude holds up, everybody else is ordering steak and he holds up he holds up the vegetables and he's like vegetable medley and he's like the crazy guy who only eats vegetables from your crew.
I think the only time I throw vegetables on the grill is like if I'm grilling onions or we recently went camping and I did some stir fry, so I had to throw the vegetables on the grill for that right there.
Oh wow. What about shish kebabs? Make any shish kebabs?
Oh, you know what? Shish kebabs are actually great. Yeah, I make those every now and then.
Right, right. Yeah, but you had to do the vegetables, every the one time just to try it, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hell yeah. You know, but I mean, no, I'm not just gonna sit there and be like, oh yeah, let me just grill some vegetables just to eat vegetables. No, you know.
Yeah, it does sound kind of weird, huh? Now that I think about it.
I mean, the grill is for the meat. You know, steamed vegetables or the vegetables are to be eaten raw. Like I mean grilled. I mean they're good when they're over the fire too. But I'm like I said, I'm not just gonna just like think about, oh yeah, I want some grilled vegetables today. That don't even sound right.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too right. Doesn't sound wrong though.
You right?
But two, what do they say? Two wrongs don't make
Don't
a
make it
right.
right.
So, just cook your beef and the vegetables, and then you just got one wrong and one right, and they'll be just right.
I mean, it's gonna be good either way. But like I said, I'm I don't know, like like how you get those vegetable trays. You get like the little vegetable trays with the ranch dip in the middle.
Oh
Like you ever go
yeah,
to the store, you just eat those
yeah.
raw, right? Like get like the sweet peppers, the broccoli, the cauliflower, sweet peas, and stuff like that, right there, or sugar snap peas.
Carrots, carrots
Yeah,
too. Yeah, yeah. I used to love those things, man. Like ranch is my thing. My friends caught me into eating the ranch dressing with everything: pizza, freaking fries, and
it,
chicken.
it, yeah. I see people doing that all the time. Like I can't eat ranch with pizza. Like
Uh,
marinara sauce maybe, but not
right.
ranch. It's weird to me. Like I eat mayonnaise with my fries. That's I mean some people call that weird. I call it delicious. But I mean I guess that's the same. I guess that's the same thing. People look at me and be like, "Oh, that's weird," but then I look at people eating ranch on pizza and be like, "Oh, that's fat." You know, we all have unhealthy habits, right?
Right, right. To each his own. To each his own. I don't know. I'll try that mayonnaise thing because I got some asparagus that I'm gonna grill up probably this weekend and dip it in the mayonnaise. That's always good.
No, no, dip it in no fries in mayonnaise.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
fries and mayonnaise.
yeah, yeah, French
I don't know.
fries.
Maybe maybe I'll pass on that, but maybe I'll try it once. If you try everything once, you can't knock it till you try it.
There you go. You'll thank
Yeah,
me.
man. Yeah, like ChatGPT. What if robots could eat? Like, what do you think they'd eat? We brought this subject
You
up
said
in
what?
one of my past podcasts
You said what if
because I've been
robots
using
could eat?
ChatGPT. Yeah, and I was thinking all the things that robots can do, AI can do, and I've been using ChatGPT for work a little bit, and I've been like,
Mm-hmm.
like that's the how would a AI describe taste? That's kind of like question, deep pondering question I'm thinking of right now. I don't know if you can ponder it too.
I guess I got to think about that. I mean, if not, ask my Google Home device behind me. Like, hey, how would you describe taste? And I don't know. Like, I don't. That's a great question. I had to, I had to think about that for a little bit. I'll get back
Yeah,
at you next.
yeah. Have you ever seen Blade Runner, the first one?
Blade Runner. No, I
Yeah.
didn't. I never watched Blade Runner.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they got a. That's probably. I've been pondering this question ever since I watched Blade Runner, the original, like 10 years ago. Like, it's a big in the movies. Like, do robots dream? That's like the big, like, premise, kind of part of the premise of the movie, underlying
Reese.
plot theme.
I think like sometime last week, one day last week, they held like a robot forum, right, where like news reporters were like asking questions to robots, you know, and one person asked them if they were gonna like replace jobs and take over the world eventually, and they were like, well, we have no ambition to take over this world or replace anyone's job. We're here to learn from you because you program us or humans, and we're here to assist you in society or whatever they said. Something along those lines right there. Um, so like I don't know. I totally forgot where I was going with that. Well, where you said something with Chat GPT.
Yeah, like ChatGPT does do robots taste, and then do robots dream, and then we got to like that whole question that's like been on everybody's minds or on the news recently about like our is AI something we have to be scared of in the future because of its potential to overtake us in jobs and military prowess and security? Will it have a life of its own?
Yeah, that's where I was going with that right there. That was answering that question right there. I mean, straight from the robot's mouth, right? Um, there, there's no ambition. There's no reason currently as to why. You know, it's not like Ultron from Avengers, where it's like, oh yeah, I see everything wrong with the human race, and now I got to erase everybody. You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like Ultron from the Avengers. It's like a villain because all superheroes have to have a villain in their. That's like the requirement. So they kind of were forced into making a Ultron a just by the nature of movies and comic books. They make him a villain. But there's her on the flip side. There's her with Joaquin Phoenix,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like a female robot, and Joaquin Phoenix falls in love with her, and I think he's also the creator of her, so he falls in love with his own creation. Kind of like God. If I, yeah,
I don't. Well, I don't know. Well,
I haven't
uh,
seen the movie. I haven't seen the movie, but I did see Spike Lee and talking about it at a Samsung conference. It was pretty interesting.
really, I
Yeah, he
don't.
talked about he talked about EQ as like the driving force behind that. Like emotional quotient is what it is. It's like IQ, but it's more like soft skill, like less tangible, and just like how you relate to people's personas and like being empathetic is a big part of it.
Yeah, I can't get behind it. Like, well, I mean, falling in love with the robot. Like, what can that robot offer you that a human, can't? You know, you want to have kids, you can't have robot kids. You know, eventually you're gonna get tired of everything being right. Right? You're gonna. I think as humans, we need conflict. You know, in our lives. Everybody's like,
Yeah,
oh man, I just want to live a
makes
peaceful
sense.
life. But then once you get that
Yeah, no,
peace, you
just
know, so what are they going to do?
it
Program the
wouldn't be
robot to do everything?
no spontaneity, no I don't know, like programming spontaneity is like
Like,
random
how
function.
extreme are they going to take it? You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah, like I know I'm kind of thinking about that too. Like uh I mean like you emailed me something that was interesting recently. It was a virtual girlfriend on Twitch, was it? Or what? I think it was Twitch
no, I think
or
it's either. I think it was
Snapchat,
a Flipboard.
Snapchat, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Snapchat.
something like that right there.
Yeah, so someone's making buco bucks on their AI persona. They don't even have to interact with it. It's just like a robot doing. I don't know. I'm gonna bring that up right now.
Well, have you heard about the people that are playing like non-playable characters? You know,
Oh yeah, yeah. I just heard about that, or I just read a little bit about it. I saw the article. Is that kind of the same thing?
I guess so. Like, I don't know. They sit in front of a camera and just act like a non-playable character in a game. You know?
So when people type in, they're kind of like type in the chat. They kind of react to it like they're non NPC,
Yeah, like play the background guy in Grand Theft Auto. You know?
right? Yeah, the one I saw was like a Japanese girl who kind of does cosplay with it. She's a animal characters.
Yeah. And there was this guy that was dressed up like Miles Morales. You know?
Oh wow, that'd be cool.
I'm just like, yo, like, how are you? Oh, come on, man. Like, we're going to this is where we're going to now. This is where we're headed as a society now. Like, we're gonna be Ready Player One, but people are gonna be background characters because we already have the virtual reality thing. You know,
Right. Yeah, like Oculus. Like combine that with AI, and you can. I mean, you can imagine, right?
yeah. These are the, yeah, I guess these are the times we live in.
Yes,
Hilarious.
sirree. Let's see if I can bring this up real quick. Wonder if this app will let me share my screen. Share screen. Yeah, so this is article NPC streamers.
Mm-mm.
I think I'm gonna go to the Forbes one. Hopefully it works. Yeah, Forbes. I like Forbes. Important people on Forbes. Okay, so this article is selling us an ad. There we go. Wow. What do you think? Pinky doll.
She's going. So her name is Pinky Doll.
Yeah,
Wow,
Pinky
Pinky
doll. And
Doll
looks like she uses
filters.
Yeah, catchphrases, cartoonish movements. Twitter has uncovered the weird world of TikTok NPC live streams. I guess she was one of the first ones to kind of get in on that trend. So there's what you were saying about the Grand Theft Auto, glitchy shopkeepers and guards in Skyrim. Yeah, that's interesting. The opportunity to monetize NPC streaming led to others jumping on the trend. So it looks like people are monetizing it now, like on Twitch. That's definitely a place where you can monetize it. Wow, how creative do you think you have to be to to do this type of thing? Do you have to be a musician or like, be creative minded or influencer minded?
Not necessarily. I know the guy. There was one guy. Well, the one dude that I said dressed up like Miles Morales. He was just standing out in in the street and just doing the motions, you know. And he was like, "Has anybody seen any trouble?" I was like, "Yo, like, what's this dude doing?" And he said it like 3 or 4 times, right? And then somebody sent him something, and he was like, "Thank you for the whatever they're called, the coins or something like that." He's like, "Has anybody seen any trouble?" I'm like, "Dude, like if you playing like a video game, um, and the character is actually talking to you, like if you don't move, you know, like when you remember when you play Sonic." And like you just like you put the controller down and he's just standing there and he starts tapping his feet or his foot, while looking at the
Yeah,
screen,
yeah.
and then he lays, yeah, he lays down. Yeah, it's just like that right there. You know,
They're doing kind of like mini behaviors, micro behaviors that could be thought of as maybe NPCs,
exactly,
right? Okay.
exactly.
I could
She
do that.
said she made three thousand
Yeah, she
dollars
has
per stream. Oh, I could do that all day.
59 for 5,900 followers. Man, I'll give it a try. Yeah. Five
No, five
fifty
hundred
nine
ninety
hundred
thousand.
thousand. Yeah, followers. I'm sure she had some before she started this trend, but maybe she didn't get it. Maybe she didn't start in NPC trending, NPC
Oh
uh,
my goodness gracious!
creation.
She just was like, "Hey, everybody, what do you want me to do now?" Oh, act like a non-playable
Yeah,
character. Okay,
yeah.
sounds
I
like a
think
great
that's the way.
idea.
It was kind of organic. Probably happened organically.
Yeah. Hey, why don't you eat some candy? Yeah, candy good. Yep. Mm-hmm. Candy good. And be like, shut up. Oh man.
just gotta you just gotta revert into being a baby again, like you're just coming out of the programmer's mind. Man,
These
that's
guys.
interesting. My favorite.
Oh,
Have you seen Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds,
Jim
the
Carrey.
main character?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Free Guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
free
not
guy.
Cable Guy.
Yeah,
Free Guy. Yeah,
yeah.
that's my favorite movie of all time. Recently, I was crying. I almost cried during the movie.
Yeah. How?
Yeah.
Well, what part made you cry?
Uh, I think it was a
I guess the end when
combination
he gets
of
like
the music. It was when he's hooked. He kisses the other character. I forget what her name is. I think she's a pretty good actor. She plays like a lot of different
the one
roles.
that knew that she was part of the game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The one who was like the programmer girl who like was had a boyfriend, and Ryan Reynolds' character was created after, modeled after her boyfriend, and then they kiss, and then also the music. I cried during the music by Mariah Carey. It's emotional. I even Fantasy by Mariah Carey. Oh gosh, you don't you that's a I know it's
Made you cry. That's
yeah.
awesome right there.
The way they make movies, the whole ambiance, the experience of it
Make you
kind of
feel
gets,
emotional.
yeah. During some movies, the back of my brain, like where my visual cortex is, gets like uh activated and it tingles when it like at the end of the movies. It's crazy. I can feel my brain during the
Yeah,
movies.
yeah. Like sometimes I get goosebumps in like some
Yeah, yeah,
serious
goosebumps. I just
movie
that's my
scenes,
thing.
but damn, you said it activates the visual cortex. Damn,
Right. Yeah, it's
that's
kind
some
of weird. Like,
serious connection.
yeah, I used to. I think it's because I've watched. I probably watched like 100. Wait, like 200 action movies over a year, or like 100 action movies. I would watch like two a day, sometimes two action movies a day, and over a year period of time. So how much is that? That's like, let's say that's like 200 action movies in a year, and these are all formulaic, the same thing. That's when this was like 10 years ago, and that's when after that period is when I started noticing this like visual cortex thing in the back of my head, because it's where the visual cortex is in the back of your head, tingling. It has something to do with that. Watching all those movies during that period of my life.
512 movies in a year.
Yeah, it's around. I mean, probably not every day, but sometimes I was doing two a day, skip a couple days. So I would say it's like probably around 200 in a year. It might be it might be even higher. I don't
Was this
if you
during COVID?
count all the ones I've. No, this happened because Blockbuster Video. I got a major case of FOMO because Blockbuster Video back in the day started before Netflix, right? They started sending out videos and they
Right.
never went to streaming because they wanted to double down on the video rentals, the DVDs. And so I got a membership there, and I would just what you get three at a time, and then you send them back and get three more. You select them online and everything, and then they send them to you. So I just did that for a year. I wasn't. I think I didn't have a job at the time, and all I was doing was seeing
Watch a
friends, kicking
movie.
it with friends. So on my days off or kicking it with my friends, I'd watch like two movies.
Hey man, nothing wrong with that right there. I got a movie store around the corner from my house. They actually have like DVDs and VHSs and stuff like that. I'm like, I went in there one day. I was like, who has a VHS anymore? You know,
Nobody.
but they got the tapes. You know, for a lot of movies. Like I don't get it, but they're holding on to it. They don't want to get up to the times.
Right? It's kind of like that retro tech trend. Is that going around like Nintendo video games?
Which is great because I love Nintendo games. I have a Super Nintendo.
Oh yeah,
Um, I, those were like some of the best games ever.
yeah.
Mario.
It's too bad can't go back into that was yeah. I was excited about every game that I played back then. Now I'm just like, is it? There's so many games. I'm kind of like, is it good? I don't want to play it if it's not a good game. Back then it
Yeah.
would be like any game. You're just like, yeah, this is so cool.
Well, that's why like Xbox has the cloud. Where you can just the Game Pass where you can play a game, and if you like it, you have the option of buying it. Like I buy all my games digital now. Like I don't even like
uh,
I don't like the disc. Because they take up space first of all.
right,
Right?
right.
When you're done playing and when you're done beating it, like you take it back to the store and where you get like $5 for it, maybe three if you're lucky, right? Um, yeah, so I bought all my games digital, so I don't have to worry about it. Like I play it on the cloud or on the Game Pass, and like it's an instant play too. Like I don't have to wait for it to download or anything.
Right,
I
right,
just play it, and if I like it, if I don't play it a second time, then I don't like it, and I just delete it. You know?
right. That's so it's like Game Pass.
Yeah,
That's what it's called. That's the one you have.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I don't play console games, but I play PC games. I just got back into it, and I was thinking about maybe doing something like that. Or I was gonna get I think mobile apps. I was gonna do the Apple One subscription. It's really cheap. I don't know how much is Game Pass, like $60 a month.
Um, Game Pass is like $14.
$14.
Yeah, I think $14 per month. Do you
Wow,
play what,
that's
Steam?
worth it.
Like you
Yeah,
yeah, you
Steam,
subscribe to.
all Steam. That's what I would
I
like
used
to
to play
do. I haven't done it yet.
I used to play games on my computer. I used to play like the Revolution games and like Civilization Revolution and like the war games, just games like that
Yeah,
right there. I never got into like games like Magic or anything like that right here or
right,
Doom.
right. Yeah, I usually play that, like I said, the action games like FPSs, but I like the sports games too. They're better on the consoles, I find, but there's the NPC players. Like that's a perfect example of an NPC player though, is like on a FPS or role playing game like Witcher 3, Witcher. That's like the
Yeah,
ultimate definition of an NPC right there. A role playing game.
I've heard about this Witcher. I need to start watching that on Netflix.
Yeah, I might watch it. I might watch it. We should do a reaction video with watching The Witcher, dude. Like first impressions. That'll be awesome. That like fantasy medieval period piece reactions,
Yeah, that should be.
action. It's got
Have you
everything.
what movie was this? I've been watching random movies like every now and then on Netflix. Like they got this one, I think it's called The Land. It's like when before England started, and how the Vikings were raiding stuff, and I can't remember the name of this damn
Oh
movie.
wow! So it's a little bit like based on reality. What's it called? Not nonfiction, but based on a true story type thing.
Yeah, it's like the formation of England and how it became like the like separated from like because like England and Scotland like they're like conjoined, right? And
Mm.
yeah, it's a good movie. Like I didn't even like know that I would like it. I just saw it was a war movie, and I was like, oh hell yeah, let me watch that right there. And then
Mm. Right? But you just watched it and you just it kind of popped up on your feed and you're like, I don't know if I like this, and then all of a sudden you're
yeah, I think
into
it
it,
was, it
binge
was one
watching
of
it.
the yeah, I think it
Was
was
it a
one of
movie or
the trending movies. It's a movie.
okay?
I
Oh,
think it was
okay,
one of the trending movies.
right, right. Those are always good. They personalize your. Speaking of AI, they personalize your feed for you too. Like if you watch a lot of horror
They do
movies, you'll see more horror movies. If you watch a lot of romantic comedies, you'll see more romantic comedies. If you watch foreign
rom
movies, you'll
coms.
see more foreign movies. Usually, that's how it works. Maybe a couple from
Yeah,
different genres.
yeah. Speaking of like everything going virtual, like what's up with this virtual news anchor? Right, which you said
Yeah, yeah. I saw that was from like that's actually pretty old. It's like that happened like a year ago,
oh
maybe 2 years ago.
2018.
So I saw it, images of it, and it was like it talks a little bit robotic, but you generally couldn't tell it was. This was way before ChatGPT. You generally couldn't tell it was AI, except for the fact that it was like emotionless. It didn't put emotion. It didn't have very many
There's no
emotions, and it
emotion
didn't
shown
make
on
like
his
the
face.
same banter. No, no, not from what I remember. I think they had a female and a male one actually. I can't remember, but this was based in China, right? This was Chinese,
Yeah,
and I think at the time, don't yeah, it was Chinese. That's I don't think. I mean, America mostly focuses on the big stuff, engineering wise, the robots, But I guess China has such a, it's their population. They're kind of trying to, they're maybe control their population a little bit differently, and that's what they're going to first or something. I'm just hypothesizing.
said he struggled to appear completely natural. Like, It was stuck somewhere in the uncanny valley, right? Which is a term used to describe human-like robots and avatars, which seems subtly unrealistic.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, we will. It says we will see it improve over time. The problem is that it could be very dull. Like, yeah, it's like
Yeah, this is from 2018.
2018.
Hmm.
Okay, that's yeah, it's pretty old. Wonder how that's progressed. I mean, like I haven't seen anything new come out on that. Just mostly the robots for like Boston Dynamics and like I think Tesla's got a couple robots and uh like the one that looks human that's like speaking. You can ask it questions about the weather and all that stuff.
Tesla is doing a lot. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they had robots walking around there already. Like, just hello, how are you doing today? You know, that's what they're gonna do now. Next, they're gonna remember that in Men in Black when they had the driver come out of the seat, out of the steering wheel.
Oh, right, right.
Pretty sure Tesla's gonna have that
Yeah.
next.
I hope so. That'll be a fun one. I'd buy it. Then I'm
Well, yeah, they already got the self-driving cars, all right? So now, I guess to encourage people, you know what I mean? Because I don't know about the self-driving cars, first of all. Um, because I guess that right there would encourage someone to, like, like, hey, put in the destination and take a nap, you know? Um, I don't know, because it's possible, you know? Like, I drive across
yeah.
the country a lot. Um, and it's a long road. You know what I mean? It's a long, like, especially like driving through a state like Nebraska where everything is flat. You know, you're just going from west to east or east to west. It's just flat. There's nothing out there. Um, with a self-driving car, I don't think I would drive one of those across country. You know, it's just it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, actually, there was an article about someone who did that while they were drinking, I think, and they still got a DUI. They put the automatic thing on while they were drinking, and they still got a DUI. I think I saw that
Stupid.
somewhere in the news article. But yeah, that's. I mean, not using it cross country. That would be. I mean, I would use it cross country. I haven't really. My car kind of has like the radar detector. It can't self drive, but it can only stay between the lanes. But I was thinking, I was like, if I'm ever using my cell phone, I can. I mean, at least. What about using your cell phone? Would you use it while you're using your cell phone in your car?
You talking about the self-driving?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, even with the cars that make you stay in your lane, right? Those cars right there irritate me too. Because
How's that?
sometimes lanes shift, right? And they're like they beep whenever like if you go into like a construction zone, right? Where the
Right.
lanes have to shift, like the dots are still, well, the lines are still going that way. However, like you have to shift lanes, like to go around an obstacle. Like they might have like a barrier up, right? And them fucking cars, they, like if you try to move out of the lane, then the steering wheel vibrates and it starts beeping. Those cars, and like they try to almost like force you back into the lane.
Oh wow. Yeah, that would be kind of annoying. That would be kind of jarring, I think, when the car takes over, like without
Yeah, they
without
they
you
they
commanding
try.
it to, without so the owner commanding it to you to commanding it to. Like our so in other words, the AI car robot car is smarter already than the driver,
Right,
apparently.
but it'll get you in an accident real quick. because, like I said, lanes they tend to shift between like construction lanes and stuff like that, you know, and all there there's not like what calculated into the computer, you know, the
Right.
the car's computer. You know, they're looking at it from a GPS standpoint, from like a Google Maps or something like that, right there, where they're like, "Oh, this is the way down," you know.
Yeah. Well, like when Tesla first came out with that, they were in a contest, and they or something like that. They were just showing off their new AI, and they couldn't even
Uh-huh.
go over a speed bump. So like when it would trip out, it wouldn't go. We would think the speed bump was like a obstacle. But I don't know about it being a GPS. I thought it was like based on cameras and like motion sensors and all that stuff. I haven't really researched it, so maybe I shouldn't talk.
Hmm.
But that would be cool if it was on GPS. That they added GPS in there. I never thought of that. Never thought of that. I mean, that would be pretty awesome. It can like, yeah, yeah. I think if it's based on satellite positioning,
I don't know, man. But I think they should, like, I guess, partner up with the Department of Transportation, you know, and figure it out.
yeah, yeah, dude. They like that's what I was thinking. Like if they had a flying car, that would be the perfect thing. Like because they'd all have to. If it was flying cars and there was traffic, they'd probably have to be based on AI so that you can tell like because they're so fast and they have so many other uh different variables that a computer would have to be automatic driving in most places.
Well, speaking of flying cars, they actually have a flying car that got um DOT approved, I believe.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I think this was like a article I was reading like last week, um, about a car that got approved, you know, for like flying. You know, I was like, what? All right, whatever. Yeah,
yeah. How like I think they're gonna start selling it soon, right? In the next year or something, or they're still testing it.
I think it's still under test. Um,
Hmm.
let's see, street legal definitely wouldn't be street legal. You know, when you post it, like you type in Google and then somebody asks a question, right? Well, like somebody asks, like it has like if you scroll down, you have like questions that are been like frequently searched. Like this one here, I was like, oh, how much does
Yeah,
a
yeah.
flying
I
car
use that a
cost?
lot.
You know, does it?
I like that feature.
Oh yeah, they have 'em. Huh. The gas that the engine that goes with it is powered with premium gasoline. Oh, figure that. Yeah.
Wow, it's powered by normal gasoline, not like jet fuel. That's cool. It's like a hover. It's like a HOV, right? Hovering. It's got a. It starts up by by going up in
Vertical.
the vertical instead of like a plane that goes flies
A takeoff. Yeah.
take us off. Yeah.
So it debuted in the first prototype in 2019, and it started taking pre-orders in 2021, and with a ship date of 2026.
2026. That's not that far away.
Nope, it's like 3 years. Well, this year's almost done anyways. We got like 6 more months, right?
Yep. Yeah. No. Wow. Scary times, right? The future is here.
Man,
AI,
just
flying
survive to make
cars. Wow. Yeah, we're living
robot.
through it right now, huh? That's like
Yep.
technological the technological they had like the ice age, the renaissance period. It's like the technological period right now. Something,
Yeah. This is the information age.
information
You
age,
know.
right? been a gas.
But you need to get back with it because like you're not using social media no more.
Oh no, no, I'm not using social media no more. I've been away. I've been away from the internet and social media for over a year. LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, everything. Um, yeah, I just recently logged in again and like posted about my podcast. That was the first time I've been on there again. I mean, it pops up sometimes, like I guess like it gives me the notifications in my email. That's the most I've interacted with it, just seeing the notifications.
Well, I mean, I think social media is now like a way of life. It's like a way of everyday life for
Mm,
myself and for the general population. Um, it's I mean it's how you stay informed for the most part. Like how what's going like in some way, fashion, or form. Like because people use like the YouTube Shorts for world events. Or even on like Snapchat, they use like the short videos, just for like news, like like news segments, um, and reels on Facebook and Instagram for like news segments. That's how I pay attention with what's going on, like overseas, like with Ukraine and Russia. Because right now everybody's getting pulled into it. Actually, like
mm,
this is really beginning to turn into like a world war because
mm.
they're doing like exercises over the South China Sea in Taiwan, um, North Korea and South Korea. They're ramping up again. Um, you know, and it's a lot going on right now.
Hmm. Yeah, and then social media does have. That's what I like about social media. It kind of helps you sift through all the information we have these days, but at the same time, I like, I just I was it was a little too much because I get so focused and like I'd be there on there all the time and wanting stuff from it. I think you have to just come on it you have to just visit social media kind of neutrally. But once you start forming an opinion that's too strong, it's just gonna validate that opinion and like, it's like the tunnel vision. And
Exactly.
yeah.
So I mean, for me with social media, like I do what um I see something, and if I have nothing nice to say about it, I just don't say
Mm,
nothing about it. I just ignore it. You know,
right, right. Yeah,
I
you'll
say
have
it
to
to
give me some
myself.
you'll have to give me some tips on that because like sometimes I'm like, is this happening? Is this happening? And then I'll just say something that I
Yeah,
didn't mean to say.
yeah. I
Like
remember,
it's just out
growing up as
there.
a kid, parents always used to say, if you got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. And I
Right.
just like I get it now as an adult. Like not everything needs to be said. And I try to tell my kids that too, because my oldest, he likes to talk back. His that's his thing, and I'm like, yo, like not everything needs to be said. Sometimes say it
Mm.
to yourself. Keep it in your mind or something like that right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Let it. That's what I came up with recently. Let it marinate. So you've been have you been monitoring his social media? Is he on social media? Your son?
no, he's on Snapchat. Like
Oh, Snapchat.
you
That's
know,
wow. That's
he's on
dangerous, dude.
Snapchat and he
Oh
has like
man.
4 or 5, Instagram accounts
Oh,
because
okay.
like he can never remember his password. You know, I'm like, hey, you make one more, I'm not following you. Leave me alone.
Yeah. That's always fun one on make multiple accounts. I was thinking about doing that, make multiple accounts and then just start liking stuff, my own stuff from, try to get my
He's
rates
one of
up, my
those
hits
guys.
up. I haven't done it yet. No, I haven't done it yet, but I think I'm gonna do it. I have a few accounts on I could probably do it on Twitter. I have a few accounts on
So
Twitter.
so I have my personal account and I have my DJ account, right?
Hmm.
And like,
Hmm.
yeah, I like those. I like those back and forth. But as far as like having like more than that right there, no, because the personal account is for me, and it's just like the private account. That's the one where I post like my everyday life, where like me and my kids and all this stuff right there. But then obviously like the DJ account is just where everything about the podcast or everything like from DJ and I post something on there. You know?
Right. Right. Yeah. That sounds like a system that works. I like that.
Yeah.
I might have to copy that system. I'm all about systems now.
By,
I'll just have a
by all
because
means.
yeah, yeah. So does that help? You think that helps you get more views, like liking your own stuff because it's like social proofing, even though it's yourself?
As far as like getting more views, not necessarily, because I mean it's just one more like, you know, it's just one more like, click. Um, I mean that's pretty much it, really.
Hmm. Doesn't make you look more popular or anything on
Nah,
social
not at
media.
all. Not at
What
all.
you call it? Uh,
Not at all.
more
What
like
does
an
make me look
influencer.
popular, or like what does make me look more popular is like if I tweet something like who DJ Who Kid, like he
Hmm.
has his station on Shade, like he plays on Shade 45 every Saturday. I listen to what he puts, like I listen to his station, and I might tweet it, I'll be like, oh man, this mix right now is off the chain, and then he'll respond or he'll retweet it, and that right there.
Yeah, I can imagine. He's probably got a couple thousand, if not 100,000
Oh, he's got
followers, and he just
millions.
retweets
Yeah,
millions. Wow.
yeah. And he'll retweet it like, oh man, J Hill the DJ, shout out.
Right
Man,
on.
that's dope. I'll
Yeah.
post that like 3 times in 1 week, and
Wow.
like it all like 3, 4 times. Yep. So yeah, get back in it. LinkedIn is not social media though. It's just
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought I was kind of thinking LinkedIn was social media, but I
it's
guess.
starting to become more and more like one.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's starting to be. Oh man, it's starting to act like it. People. LinkedIn is a crazy platform because you know it for somebody that doesn't have a job, it can be a depressing place, that's looking for a job because like you see people
Mm,
just post all the time. They're like, oh man, I just got this promotion, or I just 3 years ago I was a bum. And now, like, I just got promoted to the president, like the president of this company, or like a direct,
yeah,
the board of directors. I'm like, how does this even happen?
yeah. I know
Yeah.
I still I remember posts like that. Like there was this one African American dude I was following. He's like I spent 18 months to get my dream job, and it was like a UX designer intern or something, or like wasn't even like a UX designer. And I was like, wow, dude, I was just like, am I gonna do I have to do I was thinking if I did the same thing as he mentioned it, I would also have the same results. If I looked for a job for 18 months that was along the lines of what I wanted to do, I would get that job. But I'm starting to see that's kind of not realistic. Like we're two different people, we have two different skill sets. I was getting my hopes up a little bit, as my mom would say.
Right. Yeah. LinkedIn is it can be a depressing place. Like I think I've disconnected, like, well, not disconnected. I've logged out of LinkedIn for good like 3 times. You know,
Wow.
like
And they kept your
what's
data?
that? Deactivated. Yeah, deactivated my
Yeah,
account
yeah,
like 3 times.
they kept your data. Wow, I didn't. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
Facebook keeps your data for a while. I've done that on Facebook, deactivated my account, and then come back, and all my posts are still there. All my friends are still there. I guess that's
yeah.
legal.
Maybe you can
I
go
don't know.
download all your data, like everything you ever posted to Facebook or LinkedIn or something. You can go download all of it off the platform, like in your settings. You know?
Yeah, yeah, I've done that before with Google. I haven't done it with Facebook. I've done it with Google before, but then I just wanted to see if I could do it. And like once I got the file, I didn't even look at it, but it's legit, giving me all my Google history and like searches, all my sync settings, all that stuff. I want to do it for Facebook though. Have you done it for Facebook?
I have not done it. I've seen the button
Done
and I'm
it.
like, no,
It sounds like
it's
we're
a
doing
lot.
something dirty. Done it.
Yeah, I have not. I've seen I've seen the link, and I'm like, man, I think like that thing on mine, I think it's at like 30 gigs, and I was like, what? No, I'm all right.
Whoa. Oh
I'll
man, you're
pass.
wow. So you've been really active on their social media, huh? 30 gigs. That's a
Yeah.
lot of freaking social media posts. You had videos or something? You were posting videos?
Yeah, videos
Hmm.
like
Yeah, because
man,
you're a musician, DJ, music.
I've been on Facebook since what 2009. You know, yeah, 2009 is when I first heard about it. I remember like when like it was just a platform to like where we go post like school projects. Because I went to school for graphic design, so they like, all right, post your stuff up there, on your profile, and that's what we used to use it for. Because
Right.
MySpace was the big social media platform.
Oh yeah, I remember MySpace. Yeah, those were some interesting times, MySpace. Those it was
Yeah,
like a party on MySpace, all the time. And
it
then
was.
Facebook came along and
Yeah,
it was like kind of got more serious, people were like knowing this, they were like, okay, this is gonna be big, so we better get serious about it.
yeah. MySpace taught everybody how to do styles. You
Yeah.
see, it says style sheets and everything like that right there, and then here comes Facebook. Like it was supposed to be like a corporate, you know, like type platform, yeah, but professional. That's the word, professional type of platform, but it's not no
Yeah.
more.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not,
mostly
and I think
families
that's where.
getting yeah, it's mostly like close knit families and like some people who, have fake profiles, I would say, but
Yeah,
I
that's where they
know
catfish
turned into
everybody,
that for me.
and I think that's where
Yeah,
I think
catfishing.
LinkedIn is trying to go is heading in that direction.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard like women getting catfished on there. A lot of that. Yeah, just it makes me kind of that's another reason why I didn't go on social media anymore because I started to get paranoid that everybody's profiles were like fake profiles or something and
Yeah,
like
I
yeah, I was
only
reading what a
like all of my
spam
friends on my
yeah.
friends list are like I actually know these people.
Yeah,
People, I've met face.
face to face,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I've met face to face and everything like that right there. And yeah, like I don't have like like how you have the females that's wearing bikinis and they got like three friends, like well like they got like 300 friends and all of them are dudes, and then you got like three pictures up, like yeah, those are it's red flags, man. You got to know how to look out for
Yeah.
those, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, well, LinkedIn, I would when people added me, I would just add them. I was just like, I didn't even look at their profiles. I'll just add them, So I don't even know what's like. I think I got 1,000 connections now or something, and yeah, I it's mostly people I don't know. I think there's only about 100 on there that I do know from face to face. But yeah, I do just add the profiles without even looking. I would look at the position, right? I would look at the position. I would be like, okay, they're kind of along the lines of something that I was doing or I know about. Might be interesting to see their posts, and then that's the only thing I'd look at, their title most of the time.
You get that?
Yeah, I just feel like listening to the silence a little bit. That's uh, I, it, like I was about to say something. Okay, do you think that we were talking about robots, AI, and all that stuff? So what about do would robots have a religion? Like once AI, that's something I want to chat GPT. Like, what does AI think about religion? Like God, like are we their creators? Like oh God, that's so banal. I don't even know if they. I'm sure someone's made a movie about that already.
iRobot.
iRobot, yeah,
Yeah,
sounds like
I
it.
think it's in iRobot.